Welcome to the Daily Gospel of John. Glad you're watching. Taking a look at verses 10 through 13 in John 15. Jesus is speaking. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. So Jesus is saying, if you want to remain in my love, you must obey my commands. And then he says, this is the sum of my commands. Love each other as I have loved you. And then he goes on to define this love. Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. And he had been laying down his life consistently for his friends, the disciples, for 3 years. The next day, he's going to literally, physically lay down his life to rescue their souls. And so he's setting an example for them. As I have loved you, it's a serving kind of love. It's not a, what can I get out of this love, but what can I give kind of love. And so that sums up Jesus' commands to his disciples. Love one another. Of course, he said, love God with all your heart and mind and soul and strength. And love one another. It's interesting, too, the disciples that he chose, about half of them are rough fishermen. And yet in the mix, you have a tax collector named Levi, whom he renamed Matthew. And you have a zealot named Simon. Now, zealots would be prone to want to kill tax collectors because a Jewish tax collector was in some ways considered a traitor because he was working for the Romans, the hated Romans who had the Jews under their thumb. He was working for the Romans. Most of the tax collectors were corrupt and they were oppressing their own people because of their connection with this Roman rule. Whereas zealots were wanting to overthrow Roman rule and violently do so if necessary. So it would be not too unreasonable to consider that a zealot might want to kill a tax collector. So in the group of 12, you've got this mix. And Jesus says, love one another as I have loved you. And that's the bottom line. We need his help to get there. We're so naturally self-centered, and it takes the power of God and the Holy Spirit and working in us, and as we begin to really grasp, not just intellectually, but on a real heart level, the extent to which we are loved and cared for, it frees us up to love others. Because we don't have to be so darn worried about ourselves because we're being taken care of by the God who loves us so much. And so we're free to begin looking around and considering the needs of others and how we might serve them. A long way to go. Thankful that God's patient and merciful, and he's consistently working on us.